Hey guys, welcome back to our ENVO Tech Support series, and today we are going to unbox and assemble ENVO Stax Pro. So let's get started. So first we will open the box. So once the bike is out of the box, you will get two boxes. One is for charger, another one is for accessories, which we will use later in the assembly. With the Stax Pro, you will receive two boxes as an accessory. In this box, you will receive the manual for the charger and the charger itself. We will move to the next one. In this box, we will receive manual for the bike, pedals, seat, some touch-up paints, some tools, tail light, QR skewer, bell, and some hardware for the fender. So we will start taking out all the packaging material. Be careful with the zip ties. So once all the packaging material is out, we will start assembling the bike. So we will start with the handlebar assembly. So to install the handlebar, we need to take out these four screws first, but before that we need to make this stem facing forward. One thing to know, every time you are installing the bike, you have to make sure the front fork has a brake caliper. It's on the left side of the fork. Moving forward, we will remove these four screws. Okay, once all four screws are out, we will install the handlebar to the stand. Okay, so you hold the handlebar on the stand, you put this cap and add the screws. Okay, once all four screws are installed, we will tight them, but before that we need to make sure the handlebar is centered. So for that we have one target sign on the handlebar. We need to make sure it's on the center of these four screws, and after that, for your accessibility, you could change it or you can adjust it according to your desired height. One more thing to tell you, every time you are making these four screws tight, go in X formation. So that's how you distribute the tension evenly. once the handlebar is installed, we'll move to the front wheel. For that, we need to go to accessory box and take out the quick release skewer. Which is this one. Okay, so when you are installing the QR skewer, you need to remove one end and one spring. Okay, now you could insert the QR skewer on the other side of the disc rotor. Okay, so here's the disc rotor. I have inserted it in the other side. I will tell you why we have done this later. Then you put the spring on. Make sure the bigger side of the spring is facing outside and the smaller side is facing inside of the wheel. Then just put 1 or 2 turns on the end cap of the QR skewer. Okay, there should be a play, so it could be easy to mount on the bike. Now we will go to the bike. We will remove the spacer from the caliper and then spacer from the fork. We don't need them now, so we will keep them aside. Now gently lift the front of the bike, slide the wheel inside, align the disc rotor and the fork. Once the wheel is installed, you could make it tight. So the reason to keep the QR skewer lever on the other side of the brake rotor is to prevent accidental touch or damage to the rotor. So you can easily tighten the QR skewer without any damaging of the rotor. So try to go as stiff as possible and then make it tight. The lever on the QR skewer, it should be stiff, it should not easily come out, okay, and it should be facing backwards. If you put it down or at the front, there are chances of you could hit a rock or something and that could open the QR skewer. So make sure it's always behind. So once you have installed the front wheel, we will install the front fender. For that you will need some hardware which you have received with the accessory box. So our step 1 is to remove M5 bolt from the fork, which is here. For that you will need number 5 Allen key. Once the bolt is out, you will get the fender, pass it from behind of the fork, and then screw the pin. Here, while you are installing the front fender, you need to make sure you are applying force from down, so you could have maximum clearance between fender and the tire. So when it is fully secured, you can let it go and you can move to the legs of the fender. And then put the nut on the other side of the bolt. Okay? Once it's done, we will move to the other side and do the same thing. Washer with the bolt, and we will put the nut on the other side of it. So once it is done, we will make them tight. Here I'm using the tool which came with the bike. So once the fender is installed, you will still see it is not aligned or it is not centered. Okay, so for that we will have this adjustment bolt which you could unscrew it, make it loose, and then you will have freedom to move the legs of the fender in and out. Once you find desired position or the centered position of the fender, you hold it and then make these legs tight. So while doing this, you need to hold the fender, and once it is done, the fender is at the center. So next step is to install the pedals. So before you install the pedals, I would recommend to lubricate them with any kind of lubrication. What it does, it will prevent seizing the pedals with the crank arm, and they will be easier to install. Okay? So once the threads are lubricated, you need to take the closer look and look for the side of the pedal. Okay, so if you take a closer look on the pedal, you will see right and left markings on them. So we will install them according to them. Okay, so install the pedals, you need to put them counterclockwise. So once the left pedal is done, we will move to the right. For the right pedal, you need to do the same thing but the clockwise. So once both of them are fully inserted, you will use the multi-tool which came with the bike to secure the pedals with the bike. Okay, and that's how you install the pedals on Stax Pro. To install the seat, I would recommend to bring the battery lever out of the bike. You will need number 6 Allen key to make this bolt loose. Once this bolt is loose, you will tilt the top cap 90 degrees. So it's 90 degrees right now. You grab the seat, you place it on top of it, and then pull the top cap with your fingers and then place them like is it holding the seat. Now you can see it's holding the seat. Once it is done, you will use the Allen key number 6 to make this bottom bolt tight. Okay, so seat is secured with the bike. So the next is tail light installation. It is very simple assembly. For that, you will just need a Phillips screwdriver. So with the tail light, you have received 2 small Phillips screws. Grab the tail light, you put 1 Phillips screw inside of it, and then use the Phillips head screwdriver to insert it to the hole. So when one screw is installed, we will move to the next one. Next step is installing the bell, which is very super simple. You just need a Phillips screwdriver. Once the screw is out, you put it on the handlebar and then secure it to its place. There you go. So now we have reached to the last step of the assembly. Here you can see there are some loose cables which we will connect them. So as you can see, all three cables are color coded, so they are easy to be identified and connected. So first we'll start with the green. If you take a closer look, both of the ends have an arrow. And we will do the same thing for the last two cables. Aligning the arrows and connect. Align the arrow and connect. So now we will secure the handlebar to its place. For that you will need number 5 Allen key. First of all, you come on top of the bike, you align the handlebar headset to the wheel. So they should be in a straight line. Once they are in straight line, you will use number 5 Allen key to lock the handlebar position. So that's all for the assembly for the Stax Pro. Now we will move for the operation of the bike. Okay? So to turn on the bike, first of all we need to connect the battery. Take out the plastic cap, keep it aside, grab the battery connection pin and insert it. Here for this clicking sound, it means battery gets locked. So here for the clicking sound. So once the battery is connected, you come to the handlebar, press the power button on the screen for the 3 seconds and screen will turn on. Once the screen is on, you will see the speedometer, odometer, level of assist and the battery capacity. You can change the level of assist till 5 with this up and down arrow key. So if you press up, it will change from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4 and 5. You can go lower with pressing the down arrow key. So on between 1 to 5 level of assist, you will get electrical assistance in increasing way. If you bring it to 0, you will not have any electrical assistance. This is the throttle. It gives you electrical assistance as you press it. In order to make the throttle work, you need to have electrical assistance between 1 to 5. If it's on 0, you will not get any electrical assistance. But if it's between 1 to 5, you will get electrical assistance. Other than throttle and the screen, on the handlebar you will see 2 brakes. On the left side brake is for the front brake, on the right side brake is for the rear brake. Then you will get a mechanical shifter, which is 8-speed shifter. While pressing with the pointer, you will go on the higher gears, which is towards the 8. While pressing with the thumb, you will go to the lower gear, which is 1. Over here we have tail light installed. To turn on the tail light, you need to flip this switch towards the right. That's a very small switch, and this is not connected to the battery, so you need to change the batteries after it runs out. To turn it off, you just flip the switch towards the left. To turn on the headlight, you need to press and hold the plus and it will turn on the headlight. To turn it off, you need to press and hold up arrow key one more time and it will turn off. To turn off the system, you just need to press and hold power button for 3 seconds and it will shut it down.